What's up, guys? Today we're coming at you with a Shaddoll deck profile. Yes, I know, man, they won't bring us back a construct, but we got to do the best we can. They did give us card destruction, Morphin Jar back. So let's jump into the deck profile. Let's see what we're coming at you with. We're running 3 Shaddoll Beast. Shaddoll Beast, you know, he's just a good beater for the deck. You want to send him to the graveyard, get that draw. If he's used as a flip effect, draw 2 like Graceful Cherry, discard 1. Very good. We're also running 3 Dragon. A lot of people would say, what are you doing running 3 Dragon? But you got a lot of back row issues right now, and you want to control the board the best that you can. So if you send him to the graveyard, he's going to pop a back row. And also too, if you use him as a flip effect, you can return 1 card. So that's very useful to you in trying to slow down your opponent's card effects. We're running 3 Squamata. Squamata is very good. You know, he's any Shaddoll that you want him to be. He's, you know, if you want to be a Foolish Berry, he'll be a Foolish Berry. If you want to be a draw, he's a draw. If you want to be a Monster Reborn, he's a Monster Reborn. He can help you get your field set up the way you want to. Also too, if he's used as a flip effect, he's going to be able to destroy that 1 monster on the field. We're also running 3 Hedgehog. We're running 3 Hedgehog because you want to make sure you can see the Shaddoll Fusion as soon as possible. So if you have to set up your field, that might be what you have to do. Set him face down, get the flip effect, get the Shaddoll card that you fusion that you need in hand, and go with your plays from there. Also too, if he's sent to the graveyard off a card effect, he's going to allow you to be able to get that search and get another Shaddoll that you need to hand. We're also running 3 Falco. Falco is, you know, mandatory at 3 in my opinion, because he helps you to keep dodging in and out of the graveyard if he's destroyed by a card effect. Also too, if he's flipped, he's going to help you to get one of your Shaddolls back to the field, whether it be one of the fusions or even one of the flip effect monsters. A lot of times I like to use him to make sure that I get another one of the flip effect monsters onto the field to be a good defense, like Squamata or the Dragon, to be able to bounce or destroy. So that's very useful depending on how you want to set up your play line. We're also running 3 Mathematician. Mathematician is what I would say is our quote unquote in deck construct that won't be destroyed. You know, the fact that he's a good Foolish Burial on summon with legs, you know, is very useful. And if he gets destroyed, he's another draw card. So that can be very beneficial to your deck and to your plays. And lastly, for the monsters, we're running 1 Morphin Jar because it came back. Just be wary of this card because you got, you know, decks like Danger Dark World that's coming out now. You don't want to give your opponent all these crazy pluses. So if you see you're playing that type of deck, you're going to have to make sure you just use this as a fusion material or whatever, because if your opponent starts getting all those pluses on you, it's going to hurt you more, it's going to hurt them. And that is it for our monsters. For our spell cards, we're running 1 Card Destruction. Card Destruction in a deck like this is very useful. It's just like I was saying with Morphin Jar though, if you find that you're going up against something like Danger Dark World or anything that can get pluses off of you discarding their cards, you do not want to use this card effect. But the fact is that you can get your Shaddoll cards to start popping off. If you send a Dragon, a Beast, a Squamata, you just start stacking on effects after that. Then you get a new hand on top of that. So that's very, very useful to you. We're running a 1 Foolish Burial because Foolish Burial can be any effect that you pretty much want to be with this deck. It could be, like I said, a Foolish. It could be a Rhoda. It could be a Upstart. It could be a Monster Reborn. So it's very useful for the play line that you might want to use it for. A tech that I'm wanting to run right now is Dark Magical Veil, and I really have started to really like this card because the Shaddolls are a slow deck in the essence that the way their Link monster works, it makes it so that you have to wait a turn, and this makes it so you don't have to. The fact that I like is you pay 1,000 life points. If you want to special summon a Dark Spellcaster, which that's all the Shaddolls are, you can either special summon one from the hand or from the graveyard. So it's like a Monster Reborn or a Summoner's Art, similar to like a Summoner's Art, just for the Dark Spellcasters. That can help you get the flip effect monsters you need on board to go into the Construct Link monster, and that can help you start getting pluses for later down the road in the game. We're also running 3 Shaddoll Fusion. Shaddoll Fusion is, you know, in my opinion, mandatory in the deck because it's going to help you. Every deck goes into extra deck monsters now. Just about every deck goes into extra deck monsters. The fact is, if they go into one, you're going second, you throw this out there, you start getting easy pluses from there. And that's what you want to do with this deck because it takes so much advantage for you to get your ball going. We're also running 2 of the Shaddoll Fusion. Shaddoll Fusion is just your good OTK. You don't want 3 of them in my opinion. It seems to overextend because you start getting clunky. But the fact is you can go for the good OTK push. It's very, very awesome with this card. We're also running the Super Polymerization. Super Polymerization, the fact that you can use 2 of your opponent's monsters and go into some of your extra deck cards is very good. Also, too, you use one of your opponent's monsters and one of your Shaddoll monsters to go into whatever Shaddoll card you need is very useful as well. So that could be helpful to a lot of your plays. I'm also running 2 D-Fusion. And the main reason why I'm starting to run D-Fusion again is because this can help you to, if you go and get your window out, use D-Fusion, get your 2 monsters back on board, and that can help you go into your not your Shaddoll construct, your construct, your link monster. And that can help you start getting free pluses from there. Also, too, you can use it as a OTK to just be able to put on max damage on board. We're also running 2 scapegoats. Scapegoats just to maybe make sure you get something to protect your life points. Also, too, helps you go into your Shaddoll Shikanaga and even to some of your link plays. We're running a 1 Monster Reborn because it's free. And we're running the 1 game charge because, you know, just to be able to call back a bunch of monsters and just set up the crazy board is very, very good. And that is it for our spell cards. For our trap cards, we're running 1 Shaddoll cord to help us to go into all our different attribute of monsters. Also, too, if it's sent to the graveyard with a card effect, to be able to make sure that you can get one of Shaddoll Fusions back and just keep plussing from there. And lastly, for the main deck, we're running 3 Sinister Shadow Games. Sinister Shadow Games just helps you to set up your graveyard and be able to get your Shaddoll effects popping off the way you want to be able to set up at the end phase or even pop a problematic card that your opponent has is very, very useful. And that is it for our main deck. For the extra deck, we're running 2 Shaddoll Shikanaga. This is our good defensive wall right now because you won't be able to set up. If your opponent starts popping off crazy effects, discard a Shaddoll card and just stop that effect monster right then and there. We're running 1 Shaddoll Nautilus. This is good for if it's right now. It's our construct in disguise because this is our main beater that we have for the deck. Also, too, there's a lot of ritual decks that are still floating around. The new Chaos Max deck is walking around, so if they pop out that Chaos Max, that's an auto lose for you because you don't want that big monster coming out there. You don't have nothing that can stop that. So if you pop this out there, it's going to be able to put them on the bad side of the play. But it's very, very good as a beater. We're running 3 Shaddoll Wenda. Wenda is just, you know, your main go-to monster. You want to get her out there and just be able to start locking down your opponent from all their special summons. If you put this out there, there ain't gonna be no link summons. It's not gonna happen. They're not gonna be able to extend the board the way they want to. They're not gonna go off those crazy plays. So if you can get this out there, lock them down, then hopefully manage the board the way you want to. We're running 1 Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. This is one of our Super Polymerization targets. The fact is you can use 2 of your opponent's dark monsters is very useful. Just, you know, have Super Poly, they send out 2 monsters that are dark, flip Super Poly on them, and just, you know, they can't respond to it. You bring out this monster and then say, if you destroy it, all your special summon monsters are going to be destroyed too. So what you going to do? Very useful card for, you know, really slowing down your opponent. Also the same thing with the Mud Dragon. Mud Dragon is also good, you know. It's another Super Polymerization target. Your opponent gets crazy over there, just special summon the Mud Dragon off of their card effect. They go minus, you go plus. So that's all you need to know about. We're also running the Tri-Gate Wizard because we do link plays in this deck. The fact that you can get this set up with 3 link arrows and you start, you know, negating your opponent's card effects and also be banishing out the stuff can be very useful. We're running the Nightmare engine. We're running one Nightmare Griffin. This is, you know, you're not going to go into Griffin as much, but when you extend your plays enough to go into Griffin, to be able to reset a Sinister Shadow gains for another play, to be able to set the Soul Charge or Scapegoat for backup plays is very useful. We're running one Nightmare Unicorn. Unicorn is just good for bouncing back cards. Also, too, if you get him co-linked, it's very useful to be able to make sure that you can start getting your pluses back. Whenever you start playing the Nightmares in this deck, you're going to start eating up your card advantage. But the next turn, whenever you start drawing again, if you have two Nightmares linked up to him right here, to be able to sit there and draw, instead of one for your turn, to be able to draw two extra to get 3 cards in hand is very, very good, and that can start setting you up for very many pluses later on in the game. We're also running one Nightmare Phoenix. Nightmare Phoenix, just be able to make sure that your monsters are not, their link monsters that are co-linked are not destroyed by battle. Is very useful. Also, too, to be able to pop that card on the back row, can be clearing off probably some cards, is very good. We're also running one Nightmare Cerberus. Cerberus is just good for making sure anything co-linked is not destroyed by card effect. Also, too, to be able to destroy that special summon monster can be very useful as well. We're running the one Shaddoll Construct. Shaddoll Construct she's better than most people think. She comes into the a lot for her special summon attribute. The fact is, when she goes to the graveyard, you could ditch a Shaddoll card, special summon her back, and she's a link 2. That can help you start extending into your plays so that you can do things like set up your Nightmare Phoenix, bring her back off of a discard, and then start doing things like that if you got another monster on board. Those are little plays like that that Shaddoll Construct can, you know, really start plussing the deck in a way that, you know, you don't really look at Shaddolls, and can help you set up your boards so that you can start, you know, getting that small advantage over your opponent. And lastly, for the extra deck, we're running one Link Karibo because we got the Scapegoat tokens in here. Might as well use them while we can. That way you can slow down your opponent. That way they're not getting too crazy on you. But that is it for the deck profile, guys. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Let us know of any suggestions, comments you have. If you want to support the channel, be sure to click the links below. Help us to support us. We thank you. We love you. We're out.